And we are going to talk about another one of Dane's expertise, which is marketing. Not just video games, not just anime titties, but video games. but box. So it says box office. Minions: The Rise of Gru shatters 4th of July records with $125.1 million debut. And that's kind of just the setup for what we're going to talk about, which is basically like this is like the four gazillionth Minions movie. And I do laugh at the idea of people like wondering like how does this movie make this much money, but Lightyear can't make like it fell like another 64% this weekend. But maybe the answer is in the marketing, in what we would call viral marketing. And that's this article here. It says cinema canceled future screenings of Minions after staff abused with objects thrown at them. And I just thought of Dane immediately, not because Dane throws objects at people. He doesn't, I swear. But because it shows you the power of stuff like TikTok, of social media.
And memes.
Exactly. So it says, a cinema was forced to cancel screenings of the latest Minions film after some stunningly bad behavior from people turning up in suits as part of a viral trend. Honestly, even in TikTok terms, this is a strange one, as you can see below. Do you guys remember like when flash mobs were a really big thing in like the 2010s?
Yeah.
I tried to organize one and failed miserably. When people were like, we gotta practice, and it was like, oh,
like
God.
like a lot of the dance trends that come out now were born out of like dance flash mobs that were very big back then. And that was the first thing I thought of when I saw this. It's just a lot easier to organize and set up now. Because of TikTok and stuff like that. So it says, okay, there's a whole lot to unpack here, and it's very, very strange, but we'll try to get through it together. Basically, it seems as if, for whatever reason, loads of people have decided to turn up to watch Minions: The Rise of Gru, wearing suits and wreck the whole show by disrupting the film, even chucking stuff at the staff in some cases. These people, who are calling themselves Gentleminions, have reportedly vandalized cinemas and left children in tears because of their shenanigans. Well, you don't ever want to produce shenanigans that leave children in tears. It's a bad thing.
I can't help but find it hilarious.
Of course you do. Of course you do.
Well, it's like Minions annoy us, and now we're going to annoy you. I like it. It's organic. It's subversive.
It's just more proof that sentience amongst humanity is like a very, very, very rare trait.
Like, do you think
truly,
these are NPCs?
The Gentleminions?
I think that 95% of the population is NPC.
Okay.
Like, I think that, again, like, sentience is a rare trait. I don't think I was sentient my whole life. I think
you had an awakening of sorts?
I think, like, by some, like, miraculous reason, like, sentience was, like, brought upon me at, like, a certain point. And it comes from individualism. And, like, this is not individualism. This is, like, people following trends in order to be the most popular individual to do it.
Current thing.
But, yeah, exactly. But they're just, like, again, like a drop in the ocean. Some people are like a tinted drop in the ocean, so it's like a yellow drop in the ocean, and that will be perceived as novel and interesting and brave and whatever. But I attribute it to this. It's like B-boobs doing zeros and ones.
I would love to know how they organize. So it says the only cinema on the Channel Island has now resumed showing the film, the second installment of the utterly wretched yet inexplicably popular Minions franchise, but has announced conditions for anyone wanting to see the movie. On Facebook, the cinema informed anyone wishing to see the film must book in person upon arrival, must not wear a suit, and that large groups of people without adults will not be admitted into the cinema. These also added that anyone disrupting any of the showings will be booted from the premises immediately. The Post explained, following yesterday's post, we are tentatively putting Minions back on sale for families and anyone looking to enjoy the film. We deeply regret how difficult it may be currently for families and young children to plan to come and book for this film. The Post added, as funny as we found it at first, we will not admit anyone wearing the suit in line with the TikTok trend. Yesterday, Mallard Cinema manager Daniel Phillips Smith told the BBC News, it's been absolutely heartbreaking. Now, I think that's editorial.
Come on, that's so funny.
That's hyperbole.
The overreaction is what gets me.
Is this a British thing, do you think?
It is, because they haven't released it here, right?
I thought it was here. Yeah.
Did they release it at the same time?
It's out here. Yeah, like I said, it made 125 million this weekend.
Oh, okay.
4th of July. They don't have 4th of July in Britain. Take that.
Maybe that means more of them are seeing it than us.
So it says, So, do you think that like a trend like this is indicative of like the ability to build organically? Now you say it's because they're NPCs, or is it the ability for these franchises, when done right, to organically market through something like TikTok?
I disagree with what you said that it's like NPCs doing their zeros and ones, because it's the same like inverted marketing campaign that they did with Morbin Time, where in a way you're just making the marketing executives the butt of your joke and confusing them with how to respond.
Correct, but like one person comes up with a clever scheme as to, hey, you know what would be funny if we convince these people that this like garbage movie is in fact good. And one person does it, and then the swarm of people be like, I like that, and like, you know, they act as if. And this is another example of that. It like to be like a little more kind. This can be like what's your generation again?
Z.
This could be like Gen C's like attempt to like confraternize with their. Did I say that word right?
Fraternize?
Yeah, confraternizar.
I've never heard confraternize, just fraternize.
That might be in Spanish then. To fraternize with their fellow Gen Z and, you know, like have a social fun event in the real world. And to that end, I'm like, I commend you, and like please continue to like meet in person and be human. But you know, it's just, this is like what is different between this and like the Ice Bucket Challenge?
The Ice Bucket Challenge? Well, I don't know. The Ice Bucket Challenge was originally something that people were doing for charity, because you would
ALS.
you would either donate to ALS research, or you would do the Ice Bucket Challenge, and then ultimately
it's done for
people
clout,
people forgot or never even learned what ALS is.
Correct.
Or what they were being asked to donate to.
And for celebrities, it became a vapid way of self-promoting.
Yeah, that's different. I think that this is maybe a good thing. Like, I have a good feeling about this, because just like with Morbius, we're like using this post-ironic humor to dunk on them for to dunk on like these franchises for doing these money grabs. Like, you just released this is the 5th Despicable Me derivative movie.
I thought it was like,
but
okay.
Is it a dunk if you use yourself as proxy? If I put myself on clown makeup and I'm like, clown world, like, did I in fact dunk? You know,
you think you made a fool of yourself if you did that?
I mean,
and then the Gentleminions are therefore making fools of themselves.
They've become what they hated.
Do you think that this is like positive for the Minions franchise? Like, this is an overall positive for them?
This is like irrelevant to them.
I would say it's got less to do with whether it's good or bad for it, but rather it's an organic indicator of like where, like, of just how much clout the movie has right now. For instance, there was a lot of trends going on, like when Top Gun came out, there was the trends of people walking into the movie looking normal and they come out with a mustache, wearing like a bomber jacket. Or with Spider-Man, like there was a whole bunch of TikToks about Spider-Man when Spider-Man No Way Home came out, involving, there's the one of like Spider-Man saves a guy and he's like holding the guy really tight and the guy has to make a face because they're like uncomfortably close chest to chest with like Spider-Man. Like, there's these organic
but I think
social
that's
media,
because people enjoyed those movies, not because they're trying to make fun of them, which is the case. Like I've seen so many tweets where people are just making a complete joke out of the idea that they would be excited to see Minions.
but the movie made a lot of money.
Well, it made a lot of money because it's the summer and people are taking their kids there to
that's a record breaking.
Shut up for 2 hours.
But that's not just like a little bit of money. That's
which I mean, it's just true. Like, yeah, it's making money, but
maybe I'm just sick of irony. I love satire, as everyone knows, but like it's gotten to the point, like, if everything is ironic, nothing is ironic. You know, it's like, we wore suits to watch like a kids show. It's like, okay, well,
it can definitely go too far until it's like not funny anymore. I understand what you're saying.
And it's not even that it's not funny because most people aren't funny, but it's like
That is very true. Very, very few. Most people should strive to be amusing because, like, 1 in every 100 people is a legitimately, and even that might be a low estimate. Like, if you have a large group of friends, you probably know one person who is a legitimately funny individual, but that recounting memes does not count as being funny because that's something somebody else came up with.
Right.
You may have good delivery, but very few people are actually legitimately funny people.
Right.
Like, so you're right about that. But
I think people should be aimed to be like pleasant. I think people should be aimed to be like courteous to their friends and to be real. I don't want to sound like Jordan Peterson. Like soon I'll be talking about how much I hate fat chicks. You know, if I'm JBP, but nothing.
Sorry,
not hot. But you know, it's just.
So you don't like Gentleminions because they're threatening polite society.
we have become the thing we hate.
I don't like it because it's just more lower common denominator of like we're not follow. I don't know, like. I don't know, like they just like we're different. Like we're
not.
We're
the subversive underdog trendsetters.
You're not like you
Is
are.
That what you mean?
You are, you know, cookie dough normie. You know, there's like
I'm ready for
Rocky Road normie.
I'm
There's
ready
like
for
cookie
a
dough
return.
normie.
I'm ready for the return to normie. Like I'm ready
well,
for
we're here
to get back to normie society. Like I'm over like.
But
over
normie moves were the world moves, and the world right now is like in an ironic, like self-flagellating state, and like here is the ironic normie, and over here's the self-flagellating normie, and where is like the people, you know, just trying to do novel art.
Highest film opening over Independence Day. For like, so I don't think that's now the true indicator of whether this movie is actually
I don't think making money makes it
I didn't say it made it
like
good.
A movie of any value. They just
I mean, it does make it of value.
Of monetary value, but not anything long lasting.
But we're talking about cultural influence right now, and one way to measure cultural influence is how many people were willing to shell out money to go see it.
Cultural influence right now.
Yeah. I'm not saying long term.
Down the line, I mean, it's Despicable Me was successful over 10 years ago.
Long time ago.
And now, like, there's something so derivative of it that, like, what are we even watching? They're like characters that don't speak, and it's making fun of you basically for even watching it. Like, that's why I don't mind a meme campaign that like is just like with It's Morbin Time, like it's making fun of the idea that we're like excited to see this trash.
But you know what? Like that criticism, I feel like it's ultimate. By the way, this has been like a Dane doesn't shut the hell up episode, and I'm terribly sorry. But like that criticism, like does not get to the ends we want. What we want is for art to be interesting again, and what we're learning is being a little edgy boy and edgy girl and being like, I like this ironically. Only gets us more of it because
I don't think it's creative. It's in itself.
For me, the point that it's creative or non-creative is irrelevant. Like what I want is for, you know, I want another Memento. Like, and I don't mean like the Memento Part 2. I'm still confused. No, that's not what I'm talking about. That was a great. Thank you.
He means a movie in the same that says culturally impactful.
Right.
Okay.
An interesting idea and a new one.
So it says the latest trend sees groups of lads donning their best clothes to watch Minions: Rise of Gru before documenting their experience on the social media platform. You can see an example below. It says, once inside, the undoubtedly smart-looking bunch then sit in a row with their hands together, with only their fingers touching, just like Gru does in the film. But the rowdier bunch of Gen Z cinemagoers have been seen to applaud and cheer throughout the film, prompting other viewers who are not part of the trend to request refunds at the box office. So there, it's the same as like people who went to see Spider-Man and got really excited, but there's something less organic about it. Like these kids are doing it because they're part of a
fun
group.
Of the people who are watching it.
I don't know if that's what this is.
I think that is exactly what they're doing. I mean, and how I want to counter what you're saying, Dane, is I think that they, in a way,
why fight me?
Because I love to. I love fighting with you.
I know.
How I want to counter what you're saying is, in a way, they're expressing the same desire you're expressing, that they want something new and original, and there's nothing on offer, and they're making fun of the trash that is being fed to them.
I'm saying if you're organized enough to like put a suit with all your friends and watch a garbage movie, perhaps.
Which, by the way, you still promulgate the problem. You still push the problem.
Yeah,
because
you're
then
making
giving money
it
to
profitable. You freaking idiot! Like, try.
I don't think they thought that far ahead.
I know they don't. That's what I'm saying. And so what I'm saying, like, let me think far ahead enough for you, okay? You bunch of zeros and ones. Try to make art of your own instead of through your mocking making it profitable. And guess what? There's now, if this Minions movie is successful, guess what? There's gonna be another one.
Yep.
And in the next one, they're gonna like dress as like literally in yellow and be like blah 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 blah, and like make it even more profitable. And then there's like Too Fast, Too Minion, and it'll never stop.
You could make the argument that we kind of caused the same problem here by talking about these things and bringing attention to problems or to things that we take issue with. Granted, I think we're being a little bit more. I think we're being a little bit more open-ended about our discussion. Like, we make it about a discussion about it, but we're still contributing to the problem.
Listen, I proposed to Tim the Danish Handsome and Stunning podcast, and he insisted on Pop Culture Crisis.
I know.
Okay, so like take your complaints with him.
Perfect.
Because that would have been my idea for a podcast.
So what should they have done rather than go to Minions and dress up in suits?
I mean, are you asking a bunch of teenagers to like make art?
I know, yeah. It's like
yeah.
Dane, we have very high expectations of these kids.
Because
it'll be garbage, but like they'll grow to make it good.
They're stupid kids. I mean,
everyone's
I'm just saying,
a stupid kid.
People are plebs, and most people aren't capable of making art that resonates with anyone else.
But I'm not talking to the zeros and ones. I'm talking to the guy with the original idea who clearly
Gentleminions.
Yeah, who clearly like saw because it's funny, right? It's funny, and like he had ironically his army of minions do it for him, and I'm like, weaponized.
Well, I know nothing about this. I don't know who the host of this thing was or who the mastermind is.
Come on the pod.
Come on the podcast.
Speak up for yourself.
Exactly. So I guess we'll have to see where the next trend goes. But this might be something I might be more interested in following just because I know you hate it so much, is the various, whether you think they're organic or not, trends that come out of promotion for these movies. We'll have to see where it goes.
And understanding they're young kids and like... Had you seen me when I was 14, like buddy, like I'd be doing something probably worse than this. So,
Perfect.
It is relatively harmless.
Correct.
I mean, other than the families who had their days ruined, but they got refunds. So, thanks for watching this clip, guys. If you want to see full episodes or follow us on social media, links are in the description below. Bye.
Bye.